I thought she was my sister in everything but blood. She was just not mine. The shoes I found under her bed were my boyfriend. The night before it all began to unravel, we were curled up on the lumpy beige couch we found on Facebook Marketplace, legs tangled, wine glasses full, laughing about the kind of people we were becoming. She said, 25, but sometimes I still feel 16. Don't you? I nodded, smiling at her. God, I loved her. I trusted her like I trusted gravity. We had our routines, our shared shampoo, our mutual grocery list. That night I found a hoodie on the floor of her room. Black, faded, looked like something Liam owned. I didn't think much of it. We all swapped clothes sometimes, and Liam practically lived with us half the week. I told myself she probably grabbed it by mistake. But a week later I noticed his cologne on her. Subtle but familiar. The one he wore on our second anniversary. I asked her if she had borrowed it. What? No, gross, she laughed, scrunching her nose. I think one of the guys at work wears the same one. I believed her, of course I did. Because Emma was my best friend. My roommate since sophomore year of college. The one who held my hair back the night my dad called me crying after the divorce. The one who covered my rent when I got laid off during the pandemic. She wasn't just kind. She was loyal, thoughtful, the kind of person who remembered what kind of hummus you liked and always split her fries evenly. Liam adored her too. They got along in a way that made everything easier. I loved that he felt at home in our apartment. I loved that she teased him the way she teased me. I loved that we all fit like puzzle pieces. Until one day, a piece started to shift. It was a Tuesday when I came home early from work. I had a migraine and wanted to sleep. I walked in quietly, head pounding. There was laughter from her room, soft, intimate, then silence, shuffling. I stood there, one foot inside the apartment, waiting. Nothing happened. Then she emerged, flushed, saying she thought I was working late. Alone, or so I thought. I wanted to believe. I imagined the other voice. It didn't sound like Liam. Maybe a video, maybe someone on speakerphone. That night he didn't text goodnight. Still, I said nothing. Because you don't accuse someone you love of the unthinkable. You tell yourself they would never. You tell yourself love looks like trust, and trust means not snooping, not doubting, not assuming the worst. The next sign came on a Saturday. Emma and I were planning our yearly trip to Maine, just the two of us. We had a whole spreadsheet. I loved our little rituals, but this time she was distracted. Actually, she said, not meeting my eyes, I might not be able to swing it this year. Work's crazy. But her calendar, the one we shared on the fridge, had a full week marked off with only a little heart drawn in blue marker. I almost asked, but then she handed me a cup of coffee, the way she always did, with almond milk and cinnamon, and said, "You know I'd tell you if something was wrong, right?" I smiled and said, "Of course." But inside, something started to fracture. It was small things after that. My favorite mug missing, found it in her room. She said she forgot she borrowed it. Liam taking longer to reply, saying he fell asleep, even though I knew his sleep schedule better than my own. One night I caught them in the kitchen, close, too close. She was laughing in that quiet, private way I thought was only mine. Still, I said nothing. Because love can be blinding, and because sometimes we'd rather live in denial than open a door we can't close. The real moment of unraveling came on a Thursday. I was doing laundry. Emma had left a basket by the door, and I figured I'd be nice and throw her load in with mine. I lifted a sweater and saw a pair of boxers. Not just any boxers. The ones with the little blue anchors. Liam. My lungs stopped working. I stared at them like they might disappear, like they might grow legs and walk away, taking the truth with them. I waited until she got home. I waited until she walked in, singing to herself, carrying Thai food for both of us. I couldn't eat. I couldn't speak. I just looked at her and asked very quietly, "Are you sleeping with Liam?" Her face fell, not with guilt, not with surprise, just sadness, like she had been waiting for this question. "It just happened," she whispered. "I didn't mean for it to." I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I nodded, got up, walked to my room, closed the door. And then the world stopped making sense. I laid on the floor for hours, watching the light move across the ceiling. My chest was a black hole. My home, my love, my person, all ripped from me in the span of 10 words. It didn't matter how kind she'd been. It didn't matter how soft he once looked at me. They chose each other and left me behind. Days passed in a blur. I showered with the lights off, ate crackers for dinner, called out sick. I kept wondering what I had missed. Had he ever loved me? Had she ever been my friend? The answers didn't come. But slowly, something else did. Clarity. I started packing on a Sunday. No announcement, no drama, just box by box. My books, my art supplies, the sweater my grandmother knitted, every part of me they didn't deserve to keep. I left the apartment key on the counter. Emma came home just as I was walking out. Her eyes welled up. "Can we talk?" I looked at her. The girl who once sang me lullabies when I was too heartbroken to sleep, who made pancakes on my birthday, who knew every line of my favorite movie, and who broke me anyway. I said nothing, just walked past her. She reached out, but I didn't stop. 3 months later, I saw them together at the bookstore. She looked smaller, he looked tired. They didn't see me. I didn't say a word, but I felt something settle inside me. Not revenge, not hatred. Peace. Because I knew who I was now. And I didn't need either of them to be whole. So I turned away and smiled. I left the key and everything else that hurt me.